Hey everybody, it's Mikey from Usuallybrokencars. I'm back with Charlie from CG Motortech.
Hi everyone.
Today what are we doing, Charlie?
We're changing the fuel pump follower.
So apparently this is standard practice, it wears down pretty quick. So we're just going to do a quick how-to to get that changed. The cam follower we're fitting today is on all of the VAG TFSI engines, so not just the Golf.
This is what we're going to do today. So all it is this simple little tappet. It sits on the end of the fuel pump, so the fuel pump goes in this end, and then that end is actually driven off the camshaft itself.
Okay.
So you have to just make sure they wear a small groove.
To be fair, I've saved the picture, I'll put it up now. And what it does is it shows the different levels of wear.
So it'll be interesting to see, with yours being quite high mileage,
Yep, how much
condition of yours. I've actually seen one wear all the way through.
and it's gone onto the camshaft.
The camshaft.
Yes.
There's actually a guy from Lake Buzzard, funny enough, and we had to end up changing the cam to rectify the engine.
Right, okay.
You know,
and what would be the symptoms of that?
he had, not only was it noisy, he actually had an engine management fault.
Right, okay.
Because the fuel pump wasn't operating correctly. So in theory, because you've lost that depth,
It's not opening as much as you should do.
but surprisingly, the car ran better than you'd think. It actually ran, you know, he drove it.
Yeah.
We repaired it and he drove it away.
That's what you want. It's a win.
Which is pretty good. And we've got seals in here as well.
No, don't be silly.
No.
We're just going to put it on. What's the part number on the box, mate?
What's the part number of the box?
Hang on, show us that, so that's it. There you go. So this is an inner one, and yeah, okay.
It's even got some dog tooth marks by the looks of things.
Pablo decided he was going to jump up on the table and have a little taste of the box. Obviously didn't enjoy it too much. You've got skanky box. You've got skanky box, mate. Oh, this is skanky. This is skanky. Okay, so for the job we will got a quarter drive ratchet with a T30.
I usually use a little quarter drive just because it's smaller.
Yeah.
It's a bit thinner, a bit easier to get in there for those small bolts.
17mm spanner, flathead screwdriver, a pair of pliers and a pair of hose clip pliers. Cool.
For the airbox. There you go. So the thought being, because you've got the style of fuel pump where the hose pushes onto it. This is a high pressure fuel pump here.
Yep.
And the tappet's actually inside it.
Okay.
So, you know, these pipes are pretty delicate and the fuel lines underneath are a bit awkward to get to, but it's, you know, should be a relatively straightforward job.
Okay, cool.
He says. Let's go for it.
Well, it's got the newer PCB, like you say, you spotted that when we first...
You can see the pipes are new, so if these had done 150 or 1,000 miles, nice and new, they'd probably split.
Again, to be fair, there's no cream in the pipes either.
If you like.
It was only you putting that in. How many of these would you say you've changed in your life?
Gotta be hundreds.
Yeah.
Gotta be hundreds. Always under a lot of pressure, these pumps.
You can literally hear it hissing.
Yeah. Just really slowly trying to get a bit of pressure out of that pump. And catch. Don't want fuel going everywhere. It's only a tiny amount of fuel, you can see it.
Yeah.
But it's just under such huge pressure. Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, yeah. Still pressure in there. So are you pinching and making sure that...
Oh, yeah, so there it is.
Okay. To be fair, it doesn't look nowhere near as worn as I thought it would. I mean, you tell me in a sec, but...
Not at all. Well, yeah, actually, look, there is some wear on the end of that.
Yeah.
There's not a big groove worn in it.
That's good though.
but...
Would you say that's the original though?
No, I don't think it would, not at this mileage.
No, let's just say that looks far better than I thought it would.
There we are.
Yeah.
New versus old. You can see the new one's got a coating on it.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's made of.
Teflon.
Must be. We'll put a bit of lube on that.
Well, so that it's not got a drier surface.
Yeah, because that would run off engine oil normally.
Right.
So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of oil on that.
Yep.
And then again, I'm just going to check the O-ring condition. There's absolutely no leaks on it before, but we'll clean up in here.
Yep.
And then we'll put a nice bit of lube on it.
My only complaint with the Ina kit is that it doesn't come with a new O-ring, which is a shame really, because we were hoping it would. But if it leaks, it's not the end of the world because it's not particularly hard to get out.
You can actually see the cam lobe that it runs on.
Okay.
Down there.
And that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Looks pretty good.
Not much wear on
All
that.
scored up.
That's good.
Put a bit around here. That's all nice and clean.
Excrement.
Get the nice new tappet. Pop it on there. Just on the surface where it's going to meet the cam. And that's it. So then, what I normally do when I assemble these is I actually put it on my finger, pop it into there first. Now it's got a bit of oil on it. See, it moves nice and freely in there.
Yep.
Because then you don't risk dropping it when you put the fuel pump back in.
Oh, fair enough, mate.
So the spring locates into the middle of it.
Should hopefully feel a nice resounding sort of thud as it hits home.
And you can see now it's not stuck to the engine.
Yeah, just try to push it out.
Yeah.
Click, click, click.
You can see that fuel pipe's not sitting quite square.
Yep.
And so you've got to make sure you pull it up. And otherwise it won't seal properly. You'll soon know if it doesn't seal.
Mic is really, really good. I mean, the going back together bit will literally be like, I will just edit it, so click, click, click.
So now I'm going to prime the ignition a couple of times, just to make sure we've got no leaks around the pipes that I've disconnected.
So is that just keying it on?
Keying it on a couple of times, get it up to pressure, and then I'm pretty confident that when we go to start the car, it will take a couple of extra cranks than normal to start, and then we'll let it run and idle, make sure check for leaks again, let it warm up, make sure there's no oil leaking, not only fuel, oil from where we've taken the pump off, and then we'll be good to go.
So you can actually hear it.
Yeah. You hear it frying. Dry. Let it run for a minute.
With Charlie revving it like that, I now know that I've got to get an intake because that sounds sick. Just ignore the oil everywhere else.
There's no oil and fuel leaking out of where we've been.
Excellent. Just everywhere else.
Just everywhere else, but that's always good.
Yeah. Right, so there you go, Charlie. What do you reckon?
That's that. Nice, easy, quick job. In and out, half an hour.
Yeah, not even that.
Bit of peace of mind before we do anything else to the car.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for watching.
No worries. See you in the next video.
See you later.
Thanks to everybody for making it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. And hopefully catch you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.